Good afternoon to you both, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
I'll start with you, Advocate. Essentially, the highest court in the land being quite hard, not just on former President Jacob Zuma, but also on the commission itself, saying, well, you had all the powers, actually. We don't actually think that you used your powers effectively. In fact, you gave the former president a lot of leeway.
Yes, that is correct. It did point out that he had been treated more than fairly, in fact. But there's a problem in that despite the fact that it has now compelled him to go and attend and appear and answer questions, it has given him the right to refuse to answer incriminating questions based on, if you read the judgment, based ultimately on a 1831 English case. And that case quite simply said, if you would imperil yourself or if you would incriminate yourself, you can refuse to answer questions. And it would be at the discretion of the tribunal, of the commission. So I think we might be blamed for taking a few steps back here.
And Genevieve, what is your feeling on the ruling by the court?
Look, I think it's a fair ruling, and I think the court was absolutely right on the Zondo Commission being quite soft on the former president. As it said, we already had an inclination in July. He basically said from there he wasn't going to cooperate. He already was talking about the fact that he didn't agree with the work the commission was doing. He felt there was some underhanded issues, etc. So already then it should have taken action. So on both sides, I guess the court had no choice but to say that he should be compelled to come because, like Zondo said, we only have so much time before the commission ends. And at this stage, he's done everything he can not to come. Whether he's still going to go is another story. And I don't know what his plan is from here. I know he is still fighting the recusal judgments, and I don't know if he's going to use that as an excuse for why he shouldn't come, even though the Con Court has made a decision.
Now, do we know at this stage, Genevieve, what the president actually has got to go and answer to? How many times he's been mentioned at the commission, and what is the evidence that was led at the commission that particularly implicates him that he needs to answer to?
So from what we've heard from the commission, it's to answer questions relating to testimony given by more than 30 witnesses. I don't think that includes what we recently heard from about SSA. I'm sure all of that will be included in there. You know, we're looking at stuff around appointments at state-owned enterprises, allegations about the influence he gave, or the influence the Guptas had over him, the nuclear deal, the firing of Nhlanhla Nene, all those issues that we've heard about in the last 2 years. A lot of them implicating him. I think it was former Minister Barbara Hogan, Pravin Gordhan. We had, Nhlanhla Nene. We've had quite a few testimonies that actually do implicate the president. So there's a lot to answer for. This isn't going to be a one-day questioning. There is a lot to go through.
Yeah. Advocate Grant, how serious are those allegations if found to be true?
They're very serious, and this is the real point. They're allegations which could lead to possible criminal convictions. And in that lies the rub, that he might say, if I speak, I might incriminate myself, and therefore I'm going to rely on the right not to incriminate myself, which the recent Constitutional Court decision recognized.
So, I mean, are we likely to see a situation where the president, former president, behaves like the former chair at the Commission of Inquiry, former chair of South African Airways, where he really doesn't answer much?
I believe that's exactly what we should expect to see. I'd be surprised if we don't see that. And it's most unfortunate because, in fact, that position was different before the Constitutional Court case of Thursday of last week. In fact, before Thursday of last week, there was no right not to incriminate yourself before before a commission. You had to speak. Your remedy lay in a subsequent criminal trial, where what you actually say in the commission may not be used against you, but indirect evidence which is discovered as a result of what you say may be used. That was the remedy before Thursday. It's thoroughly changed now.
Advocate James Grant, appreciate your time. Genevieve Quintal, Business Day political editor. Thank you for joining us tonight here on the Newsfeed PM.